Shit, don't tell him I'm here. I can sense you.
Well, welcome everyone to the Hecate's Doorway podcast.
Welcome back.
Because we haven't done this in a while.
Don't worry about if this is a repeat episode. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. What are they talking about?
Just gaslighting everyone right away. Yeah, go fuck yourselves.
That'd be bad. Nah. So, we're just be doing these episodes for a few reasons. One, they're really old, and the audio quality is not so good on them.
Probably not. I mean, they're not too bad, but...
Yeah, they could be better.
Yeah, they could be better.
Yeah.
And we didn't finish this series, so I just thought it'd make more sense to just...
I don't know how we didn't finish these.
Because I know exactly why we didn't finish them, because I was on the verge of writing the final part to this, and I was just looking at my computer like, I don't want to fucking write about this anymore.
No.
Because that was what we did, like, back-to-back-to-back-to-back serial killers. We did fucking Richard Chase, Richard Ramirez.
Yeah.
Then we did fucking Ted Bundy. And I was just like, oh my god, no more. And I think it was also, like, when the Jeffrey Dahmer series was going, and it just kind of gave me, like, that feeling of, like, I feel like I'm just a part of this right now. But enough time's gone by. We've obviously gone back to doing true crime.
Yeah.
So you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it again. And it just makes more sense not to just put, hey, here's part 3 of the 3-part series that we almost finished a year ago.
Literally.
So, we are covering Jeffrey Dahmer.
The Dahmer.
Jeffery Dahmer.
The bitch.
Yeah, they're all a bunch of bitches.
Yeah.
All a bunch of bitches.
I mean, they all died, too.
Good. Good. They should all be dead.
Yes.
So, I guess just without further ado, we'll just jump into it. You know, sorry we haven't been uploading like shit lately.
Life's been a bitch,
Yes.
and our works have not been kind to us.
No, they have not, but maybe more on that later.
Yeah, you're not a therapist, guys, so don't worry about it.
Oof, I don't even have a therapist.
You don't have one?
No.
Same.
I don't got medical.
Oof, that's why you don't.
Yeah, I live in America.
Yep.
Sad times.
You should get a job that gives you one.
Yeah, I should, huh?
Yeah.
I'm working on that. Alright, so Jeffrey Dahmer was born on May 21st, 1960 to Joyce and Lionel Dahmer, a married couple already on the brink of collapse. Joyce apparently never fully recovered from the nausea she suffered during pregnancy, and would make sure Jeffrey knew that she suffered from postpartum depression following his birth.
Damn.
Yeah, you fucked me up, kid.
Not even a year, and he's already being blamed for everything.
Yeah, that's gonna fuck a kid up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Unlike just about any other serial killer, Jeffrey was apparently an animal lover and was gentle and caring with them. Which is, you know...
Yeah, we know how that went.
You know. As a small child, he had problems with shyness and found comfort in being around animals instead of other children.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I get that part.
Though all that seemed to change when in 1964 he underwent an intense and painful hernia surgery. The pain of the procedure was so intense he completely changed him. At one point, he even believed the doctor had removed her genitals. If you ever had hernia pain down there, it hurt.
How does a 4-year-old get fucking that intense of a hernia?
I'm assuming his parents caused it somehow.
Yeah, I wonder if his mom just like threw him down the stairs.
Maybe.
She's got that postpartum depression.
Ooh. Sometime after, Lionel would give Jeffrey an introductory chemistry set, which he would use on insects and other dead animals. This would become Jeffrey's first obsession. Out in a shed near the house, he would take whatever creatures he could find, dead or alive, and use the caustic chemicals in his set to burn, torture, and kill them. He even fashioned a graveyard outside the shed for many of said animals. Lionel was aware of his son's activity, but wrote it off as a scientific interest.
And that's what we call a terrible father.
Yep.
Just seeing that your kid's literally fucking dunking animals alive, trying to fucking reenact the Batman scene. He's got a fucking graveyard out in his shed. Like, you should be like, son, I'm gonna take this set away from you now. Why is there an introductory chemistry set for kids that includes caustic chemicals?
Because this is back 1960s.
Hey kids, you
Remember.
want fucking acid?
Stuff back then was a lot more loose when it comes to child activities.
Yeah, that's fucking true. Jesus Christ. This is all just set up for a horrible time.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey's next interest would be alcohol.
Ooh.
Just
Straight down the bottle.
straight up. At the age of 14, he discovered things seemed at least a little better when he was drunk.
You know, I've had that same thought before.
Yeah, I mean,
Doesn't always end well, though.
no, and I definitely can't say I had it at 14. By the time he was in high school, he would come every day with hard liquor.
Damn.
Yeah. He would either have it in like a flask, or apparently he would just come with a fucking styrofoam cup full of like bourbon and shit. I don't know why no one was like, let's take that away from you.
Yeah, they
just,
didn't care.
They're just like, okay, yeah, okay, Jeffrey's drinking again. Alright.
They're like, oh good, we don't have to watch him. People are going to pass out here soon.
Honestly, that's probably it. The alcohol also caused him to be even more fucked up when it came to his animal experiments. Chemical burns turned into skinnings, decapitations, and more.
I'm pretty sure, too, those deathcore bands, Skinny and Decapitation.
Actually, there's a death metal band called Skinned.
Oh, nice. And Cattle Decapitation.
Cattle Decap. It was around this time Jeffrey also began to realize he was gay.
What?
Insert iDubbbz gif. I'm gay.
Miss those times sometimes. Not a lot, but sometimes.
Sometimes. There was a lot of problems with them when you look back.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? That's why we don't look back very often.
Keep going forward.
Yep. So he was gay as well as he discovered he had a taste for voyeurism.
What's voyeurism again?
Let's see. That is watching people. Because I think exhibitionism is doing shit out in public, and voyeurism is like getting off to watching people.
Huh. So is that what we all do when we watch porn?
Yes.
Or just voyeurism?
You bunch of fucking filthy voyeurists.
We all are.
Yeah.
We all like watching porn.
I like to watch them fuck.
Everyone does this just realize they're into voyeurism.
No! His next obsession became the jogger.
The jogger?
The jogger. Rated R.
No.
Every day after Jeffrey came home from school, he'd sit in the bushes and watch the man jog past his home. Jeffrey began to have fantasies of the jogger lying completely still for him so he could inspect every part of his body as long as he liked. Not weird at all.
Nope, not in the slightest.
And this was a fantasy Jeffrey planned to make a reality.
Instead of approaching the man in an attempt to start something, he decided the only way he could work for him was if he knocked the man unconscious and dragged him off into the woods.
Checks out.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Be a normal person and be like, hey, do you like guys too? Yeah? Well, come back to my place?
I mean, I don't really want to talk to people either.
I mean, fair. I mean, at least just dig up a body.
I know, right?
I'm gonna make another one. But okay, continue, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, the Toys R Us giraffe. You know, that was a terrible name to make it. Did they
I forgot about that.
Did they make that correlation?
No, they did not.
Like, maybe we should name this giraffe Jeffrey.
Oh, I forgot the giraffe.
There's a fucking side tangent, I'm sorry, but this has to be said. Over in Marysville, all of you who live in Washington probably know where that is. I think it's either a carpeting place, I think, or some kind of business, but it's called like Dahmer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why would you ever do that? I don't like, if that's your last name, you should have changed it a long time ago.
You probably can't afford to change it.
Come on now. Some decency about yourself.
Hey, maybe they thought I might get in some publicity.
This isn't the internet, though. Like, on the internet, sure.
True.
A business, if you're like, I really need some work done on my house. How about not that one?
Andrew Bates?
Yeah, let's go over to Bates Motel. What's the worst that could happen there?
Oh, yeah, honey, I found a cheap motel for $5 a night.
Wow.
That does not seem right.
Yeah, no, something's a little off about this. I don't know what. It's like, Richard Chase, MD. Maybe not.
Jeffrey picked a day, and on that day, he stood out of a distance with the baseball bat in hand, waiting for the jogger to come his way. Though for whatever reason, the jogger did not come by the house that day. Though he didn't try again after that, the fantasies never left.
What a lucky fucking man.
That man drew the luckiest fucking straw that day.
He was just like, I don't think I'm gonna jog today. I don't know what it is. I don't feel like jogging today. If that man jogged like he did every day.
Maybe that day was just like his rest day or something.
Maybe Jeffrey should have fucking planned for that. If you watch this man every day, how do you not know it's his rest day, you stupid bitch? Come on now.
Okay, he was still a kid.
Yeah, this is the most. I think he's like 16 or something right now.
Ah.
That's fucked up.
Yep. In high school is when Jeffrey also learned he lacked attention and was desperate enough to do whatever to get it.
We all remember that kid.
Mm-hmm. There's always some kids like that in high school.
Just have to have that attention.
I did not want attention. I was a kid that was in the back just minding my own fucking business.
Oh yeah. No, don't fucking look at me, bitch.
I did my homework, I did school, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. I barely did that.
I know, you almost went to juvie.
Yeah, imagine sending a kid to juvie just because he just want to go to public school.
Yeah, that does not check out, Chief.
No, something's not right there.
How does that help him in the long run?
It's not. America just has a fetish with incarceration, apparently.
Yeah, they make money off it. He quickly became the alcoholic weirdo known for saying and doing any random thing to try and to get the other kids to laugh at him. One of his favorites was imitating his mother's doctor who suffocated from cerebral palsy. Who suffered from cerebral palsy. My bad. Fuck you. As well as shouting random things and even faking seizures in the hallway. These sorts of things would become known around the school as doing a Dahmer.
They later became known as Pink Guy. That's basically what Pink Guy did.
Yep.
Do a Dahmer, everyone.
Yeah, kill people and cut off the dicks.
That's what's called doing a Dahmer.
And then eating them.
And then, eat them. Ooh. Jeffrey even managed to get a prom date. How?
We never know. Maybe it was a pity date, or maybe they had just as many problems as he did.
Maybe. Though, once they were there, he was completely disinterested in anything going on, instead opting to ditch his date and go get cheeseburgers and returning to bring his date back home after the dance.
Damn.
Like, this place sucks. I'm just gonna get some cheeseburgers.
He's a very bad prom date.
I mean, yeah. I don't know why he bothered in the first place.
Maybe he figured why not once.
He was like, wow, this place sucks.
I'm gonna go.
It was around this time Joyce and Lionel's marriage finally ended. After it was revealed Joyce had an affair in another state during her father's funeral, they filed for divorce.
No.
Another statistic. Woo. Though they both seemed more worried about the welfare of Jeffrey's younger brother, David, and left Jeffrey to fend for himself, not himself.
He's fucking dyslexic.
God, I am so dyslexic. So yeah, they were just like, oh, David, we have to worry about David. What about Jeffrey?
Jeffrey's old enough.
What about Jeffrey?
He's
what about him?
18. He can take care of himself.
Yeah, we gotta take care of the little baby. This man's life is just like... I mean, I don't feel bad for him because he's a piece of shit at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the cards were stacked against him. Like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, most of these guys were.
Well, that makes you wonder, is a person meant to be a serial killer from just life in general? Like, is it the upbringing that turns them into one?
I mean, I would say
or
definitely...
sometimes
I mean, I'd almost want to say it's not even... Upbringing should have nothing to do with it. Because, well, I mean, one, we all know people who've gone through shit like a lot of these guys go through, and they're normal.
Yeah.
They go to therapy and they might need to take antidepressants, but they're normal.
Yeah.
And then I know there's serial killers who had completely normal childhoods.
True.
So it's like almost like upbringing has nothing to do with it. I was gonna say it was a mix of both, but then I think about the serial killers who have like completely normal childhoods,
and
it's just like maybe it has nothing to do with it. Because also, I know we're talking about the end here, but this just kind of ties into this. When Jeffrey was in prison, he got, like, you know, properly evaluated and everything, and he got put on medication. And apparently when he was on medication, he was completely normal. I think they even said he was, like, remorseful of what he did, like, genuinely remorseful. So it was, like, completely fucking chemical.
Yeah, his brain was fucked up.
I'm sure smelling all those caustic chemicals didn't help as a kid. And I doubt he was wearing proper protection.
I mean, I hope they would put something in the chemical sets.
Well, I mean, let's be real. This is a fucking acid chemical set for kids. Do you think they were really thinking about safety?
Nah.
Exactly. At one point, while Lionel was still living with Jeffrey in the family home, he packed up his car and left town, leaving Jeffrey behind. And in 1978, Joyce and David left to visit relatives, leaving Jeffrey behind completely alone.
That was a bad move.
I mean, at least at this point, he is 18. So.
True.
But I mean, just on top of everything else going on, to have your dad just pack up and leave, and then have your mom and the fucking golden child little brother just fuck off too. It definitely has to fuck with you. I mean, maybe it does. I don't know if it fucks with him at this point, because his brain's all fucked up, but...
I mean, it's probably just adding on to what's already there.
Probably, yeah. You have no structure.
He's showing that no one loves him, no one cares about him, no one ever will. So he's like, fuck it.
Again, no sympathy for this guy, though.
True.
No sympathy. The only one I have no sympathy for any of them.
Not even Casey Anthony?
Don't even get me started. We can't cover her because I will just be pissed off the whole time. Like,
yeah, same.
If y'all ever playing Minecraft and you run into Casey Anthony, stab her to death, please.
In Minecraft, of course.
In Minecraft. Would never ask you to do that in real life.
No.
You did join the cult, though, so you have to do what I say.
Yeah, true. This is a cult, by the way. Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all know this.
You joined. We get stickers in the mail. I joined a cult.
Woo.
And
all I got were these stickers.
All I got were these stickers.
We need to make those stickers.
I'm probably going to. Over the weekend.
Yeah. That summer, Jeffrey would take his first victim. The fantasies he had about the jogger hadn't faded, and by this time, he was ready to make it a reality.
This summer.
This time, his plan was to pick up Hitchhiker, bring him back home. During his searches, find Stephen Hicks. Stephen was hitchhiking on his way to his father's birthday party, and when Jeffrey found him, Jeffrey stopped for him, and as they drove off, invited him back to his place for beer and weed.
Beer and weed.
Always be careful when you're hitchhiking. Always be careful if you're giving a ride to a hitchhiker.
Let's just not hitchhike anymore and not pick up hitchhikers. Definitely don't pick up hitchhikers. I don't think there's any good intentioned hitchhikers anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I've given people rides before.
Why?
Because I felt bad.
Why?
Hey, it turned out fine. They gave me money for gas and shit. And if they try anything while I'm driving, I'm just gonna speed the fuck up. Hands off the wheel. Good fucking luck. Hopefully y'all put your seatbelts on. Except if not, this van is really old and crusty. That was my plan if someone tries to do that, what if I ever give them a hitchhiking ride. I'm like, okay, you sign your life over.
Let's go.
Like, what are you doing? Take your foot off. Nope, you can shoot me, but my foot's still on the gas pedal. You're not gonna get up here in time.
I'm cruise control now, bitch. Ain't going nowhere.
Yep, nowhere but the afterlife.
There's a bridge coming up. You want to swim?
Can you?
Can you swim? Can you swim?
Always have a plan. You never know if someone's gonna try something.
Yeah.
That night went good for them. Both Jeffrey and Hicks felt like they were connecting. But that all stopped when Steven stood up and announced he'd better get going. That sent Jeffrey into a sort of frantic rage. He would much later remark that the guy wanted to leave, but I didn't want him to leave. Yeah, stalkerish.
Yeah, just all it took was, I better go hit the road.
And now I'm going to hit you with this bat. What?
Well,
he told Steven that it was okay, but he had to grab something before they left. Jeffrey returned with an 8-inch barbell, which he bashed twice into Steven's head with. Before strangling him, still caught up in his fantasies, Jeffrey then undressed Steven before masturbating on the corpse. Yep.
Jeffrey, let's, can we not do that? How about you don't do that? Did he really need to strangle him after smashing him twice in the head with the fucking barbell?
Sometimes it is his first murder, and those first ones are usually the messiest. And sometimes the most gruesome.
That's just...
Yeah.
Fuck. Afterwards, Jeffrey dragged the body outside and hid it under the crawl space overnight. Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Until the next morning, when he returned for the corpse. With a large knife, he removed the arms, legs, and head before slitting open the stomach. He then separated the parts into plastic bags and spread them throughout the crawl space, where he left them to decay and rot. That's... Jesus fucking Christ.
Yep.
After a few days, Jeffrey decided it was time to dispose of the evidence.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's lucky he's home alone.
Mm-hmm.
He slammed a few beers and loaded the bags into the backseat of his car to go take them to the ravine. Just... You about to go dispose some evidence? You about to drive and go dispose some evidence? Have a couple beers.
Yeah. 1960s. Cops are gonna put... Even the poor will be like, okay, just be safe. And let him on his way.
I didn't know you were fucking psychic.
And also he's white.
Well, get ready for this. A few miles in, he was pulled over on suspicion of drunk driving. But somehow, he managed to pass the sobriety test when Officer Richard Munsey noticed a horrible smell come from the back of his car. Shining his light into the back seat, he asked Jeffrey what he was doing, and the answer of hauling trash to the dump in the middle of the night because he couldn't sleep was good enough for him.
Yeah.
So he wrote him up a ticket and sent Jeffrey on his way.
Yeah.
So,
it smells kind of bad. You got black bags.
You got black bags in the back of your car. You're driving kind of weird. It's fucking midnight. What you doing? I'm just, I couldn't sleep, so I'm taking some garbage to the dump.
That's like so many red flags. It's burning at this point.
Checks out. Have a good night there, son.
Alright, goodbye.
I'm about to go, jerk off in my car. Apparently that's all it's good for.
Yeah.
You fucking hit the nail on the head with that one, dude.
Yep.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I swear.
Somehow, though, even though he got away with it, the experience shook him up so much, Jeffrey decided to head back home with the bags, tossing them back into the crawl space. But not before taking Steven's head of the bag, bringing it up to his room to masturbate to. The next morning, he'd take the remains and stuff them down the drainage pipe.
You would think he's skull fucked it?
Yeah, he probably did.
Yeah.
He probably did.
Lionel would return to the family home in August and find Jeffrey alone. Outraged, he moved back in with his new girlfriend to watch Jeffrey until he left for college at Ohio State. His stint in college only lasted about 2 months. His roommate described him as an alcoholic weirdo. One time when they neglected to bring him to a party, they returned to find pieces slattered on the wall and all of the furniture piled into one corner.
What?
I mean, that's just petty.
Yeah, you gonna take me to a party now, huh?
No, definitely not. That's not how you do things.
No, Jeffrey, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Definitely calling in the fucking supervisors, though.
God, at least it wasn't shit.
Yeah, true. That could have been worse. But after 2 months of staying in his dorm room, drinking and only leaving to either buy booze or sell blood to buy more booze. Why did you even go to college at that point?
What? I mean, it's the 60s. It's probably one of those things where it's just, like, basically required.
Jeffrey but he did drop out and join the army, and this was 1960. It was a
well, no, now it's like, it's almost 1980 at this point.
Oh, so the Cold War's over by then.
Yeah. I think it's probably like 70... I don't know if it's either 79 or 80 at this point.
Yeah. In the army, Jeffrey was trained as a medic. The irony.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1979, he was sent to Baumholder, Germany. Of course, he didn't leave the booze behind. Jeffrey made up a mini bar in his briefcase and kept it in the barracks. And as the other soldiers were not drinking, Jeffrey would stay behind and drink alone. Though this didn't last long either. Jeffrey failed medical exams and confessed that he couldn't stand the sight of blood. That, mixed with his drinking problem, saw Jeffrey dismissed from the military and sent back home. Damn.
It's like triple irony.
Yeah.
Upon returning home, Jeffrey went to the spot where he dumped the remains of Stephen Hicks. He peeled the rotting flesh from bone, crushed the bones to dust, and in a spot behind the house, spun around and released the dust as if he were spreading a loved one's ashes at fucking Disney World.
Oof. Which you're not allowed to do anymore, by the way.
Just like, woo!
If you're caught doing that, you're banned.
Ooh.
I think.
Hold out your tongues, kids. It's the black snow.
No, don't. That's why if we go there and next thing you know we just see ash, I'm finding cover. I'm like, nope.
I'm gonna catch some of that. Ooh, use this in my next attempt to summon Satan.
Woo.
Let's go. It's all about that fucking summoning shit, bruh. In 1981, Jeffrey moved down to Florida. Awesome. Attempting to have a fresh start. That's gonna go well.
Oh yeah.
He lived in a motel and worked at a fast food restaurant on Miami Beach. Though, when he drank through his earnings faster than he could pay the motel,
Oof.
he was evicted and bummed out on the beach for a time until returning home. She's always coming back home for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much do you have to drink to where you spend your whole fucking paycheck on alcohol every day? Like, that's...
Well, depending on what he's drinking, it depends. If it's liquor or booze.
Isn't that the same thing?
No. Booze usually... Well, I mean liquor and beer, my bad.
Okay.
Jeffrey was arrested after being told to leave the hotel lobby completely drunk. Vodka bottle still in hand. After an interaction with police, he had been taken to jail and fined $60.
Well, I guess that answers the question of what he's buying.
Can you imagine that? Just $60 fucking for being fined for something like that? Well, nowadays...
Inflation is a bitch. Dude, it'd be like $600.
Not mention jail time. Shit, 60, here's 70. Keep the change.
Here, you keep the change and fucking... Give me another bottle. What the fuck are you doing? Top it off, bitch.
Oh, man. And like many other serial killers, Jeffrey was sent to live with his grandmother after the drunken arrest. Which is weird how that happens a lot.
I think, yeah, it's just like the parents like, yeah, he's too much for us. Here, you fucking take him. I don't want to deal with his ass.
Damn.
Never ends well. I mean, Ed Kemper shot his grandparents.
Yep.
At least he doesn't kill his grandma. Spoiler alerts.
No, how good of him. He's such a good child.
He's a good little boy, he is. Oh, Jeffrey, little fucking Dahmer. Jeffrey now lived with his grandmother in Wisconsin, in his own private basement room. Just stepping up in the world. Though it seemed after moving in, he did try to stay on good terms for a while, at least. He got a job at the Milwaukee Blood and Plasma Center, where he'd decided to bring a bag home one day to see if he liked the taste.
Oh, man.
But he was no Richard Chase. Soon after that, Jeffrey would see legal trouble again and another fine after drunkenly pissing in front of at least 25 people at a state fair. Hey, is it the bathroom? What are you fucking looking at? You ain't never seen a man piss before? Hold a bottle under. It's probably like half liquor. After showing up hungover and drunk multiple times, he would lose his job at the Blood and Plasma Center. Shock.
I know, right?
After this, Jeffrey would turn to religion.
They always do.
I don't know why.
It doesn't really help them.
He would read the Bible daily and decided that his problem was that he was gay.
Yes.
Yes, Jeffrey,
yes,
that is your problem.
That's where you're fucked up in life.
Yes. See, this is just another strike. Like, this is also why religion's bullshit.
Yeah.
If you killed someone, can't stop drinking, have fantasies about molesting dead bodies, and you turn to religion for answers, and your only answer is, well, it's because you're gay. There's a problem there.
Yeah. And it's not being gay. Being gay is not the problem here.
let's keep going. So he turned to prayer to try to fix his problem. His gay problem, of course, 'cause that was the problem.
No, yeah.
Though this didn't stop him from fantasizing about dead men. Shocker. He soon came to realize that fantasizing wasn't enough anymore. He needed the real thing again. So I guess a religion wasn't the answer.
No. Not when your problems have to do with serial killing and molestation and rape.
Is it ever the answer for anything?
Yeah, some people seem to find it. I get why, but not for me. Though, for whatever reason, Jeffrey did try to contain his urges. One of those ways was a mannequin he found in the store window. He hid inside the store till after closing and took the clothes off the mannequin, stuffed it in a sleeping bag, and took it home.
How did he manage to pull this off? Like, I get it's like 1980s, but isn't there still... Do security systems not exist back then?
They did, but they were probably really expensive. This is brand new technology, basically.
God, just imagine just hiding out and be like, alright, I'm gonna steal this fucking mannequin.
Yeah. For weeks, he would pretend the doll was a real man. He'd dress it up, strip it down, masturbate it to it, and try to curb his murderous urges with it, only getting rid of it after his grandmother discovered it. Not because she made him, but because he was embarrassed. Soon after this incident, Jeffrey would finally find another job, one he enjoyed and one he held down till the day he was captured at the Ambrosia Chocolate Factory.
God, just imagine going into your grandson's room and there's this fucking fuck mannequin.
See, she didn't seem to care, though.
I mean, she probably did, but she didn't tell him to get rid of it. I mean,
yeah.
I bet she didn't tell him to get rid of it because I was probably like, he's just like, God, what the fuck's going on here?
Your boy just saw her turn around and walked right out.
Grandma, is that what it looks like?
Sure.
Well, that ends part one.
Part one?
Part one!
No.
I guess we'll just keep this outro short and sweet.
Yeah. Not much to say at this point.
No.
It's basically just a remake of an old episode.
Yeah. Well, try to keep our shit back on track. It's been a little tough, but I don't know how many people even regularly listen, so get fucked.
That's us.
Yep. Thank y'all for listening. Do your shit. Join the cult. I don't fucking care anymore. I don't.
This is a cult that's not that we don't really care if you stay or not. But not all these other cults that like keep you in a compound and watch everything. No, we just chill.
Yet.
Never. We're too lazy for that. You wouldn't care.
Hit up the socials.
Seriously, could you imagine us as cult leaders?
I couldn't. That's just too much, man. I'd be like, I mean, I gotta fuck all y'all's wives, man. I ain't got time for that.
I said we have to fuck the wife.
That's what every cult leader does.
Doesn't mean we have to do it.
It seems to be in the rule book. They open up like, alright, suicide at the end. Yeah. Keep everyone here. Fuck all the wives.
Remember, some of them even fuck the kids, so be careful with that.
Yeah, that's true. What one was that? Children of God?
I think almost all of them did at some point or another.
It's funny how there's mostly all these cults were Christianity based.
Yeah, that too.
Curious.
All had some fear of the end times or something coming around. Or another, something like that.
So fucked up.
And they took so many people with them.
Yeah, we're definitely have to cover a cult at some point. That's just a lot of work.
True.
We'll get around to that. Thanks all for listening. Hit up the socials. Email us if you got shit for us. All the good.
The good.
We'll be back with part 2. So stick around and we'll actually do part 3 this time.
Yay! We'll actually finish this series.
Yeah, so get fucked, everyone.
No. Boy.